Hello and welcome to this review of Game Dev Tycoon. In this review I plan to go into some depth describing what is good and what doesn't quite work about this game. Game Dev Tycoon is an indie title that is developed by Greenheart Games, this being their first shipped product. If the concept of a simulation game in which you make games sounds overly confusing or utterly unappealing, I'm pretty sure that you will want to pass this one up. But if you are on the edge, there is always a free demo available on their website, and at the price of $9.99 US on Steam, it is not very taxing on the wallet. Anyway, I will be judging this game based on how it plays, sounds, and looks. Story is not really applicable for this type of game, but I will classify it into a separate category called design, because there are instances that are not able to be placed into other categories. Now, let's begin to take a look at Game Dev Tycoon. You begin as the founder of a one-person game studio, founded out of your garage in the 80s, near the beginning of the revolution in gaming. You start with just a handful of money and tools to create some games. Gameplay-wise, the process of game development is extremely simple. You click on the computer to bring up a menu, which is what you were able to do. After choosing the game creation option, you choose a title, which is unimportant to game sales, genre, and topic combination, the latter being the most important. If you choose a great combo, you get bonus points at the end of development, which can also be had with new topics and new combinations. After all this is chosen, you choose a platform, and later on an age group, and then set sliders into 3 different development stages, choosing to focus more or less on things such as AI over level design. You create bugs in the process which can be ironed out by letting it sit before shipment. As the game is being made, bubbles are released into either research or design, allowing you to set records in each category. Lean more one way, or attempt to make them even with the sliders. This is fun to see because I always love seeing critical reviews and how it sells. It's a simple system that gets the job done, though it can get tedious. You can choose to move to a new office after you gain $1 million, as I did in this video, which allows you to hire employees and create larger games. Brings me to another major piece of gameplay, research. This allows you to unlock new technology that can be put into the game engine you create, or learn about age demographics, allowing you to choose a target audience and new games and genre topics. This also works well, but can be repetitive and confusing, as you can only research a topic when you have a certain number of research points, which are generated during game and engine development. At the time, you will seem to be lacking of some of them, having so many things unlocked in the research menu. This being said, it can be frustrating, because game reviews are not just allocated by what you choose, but are somewhat random as well, and it is easy to get a cold streak and lose mid-game, like I often do. Sound design is good. Every time you click on the computer to raise the menu, there's a specific sound. This is the same for game development, you being able to hear each bubble rise and each bug being created. There's just an array of pops and other sound effects after you have a large team of developers, each creating content frequently. The music repeats throughout the game, but it's not bothersome, as it is simplistic enough to not be annoying, and it is well placed in the background of other sound effects. The graphics in games such as this are not meant to be impressive, but instead they highlight the art design and be simplistic enough that it doesn't distract from the gameplay. If this is all it was supposed to do, it does it well. The animation is all solid, the way your character minimally moves and takes breaks, the emergence and disappearance of bubbles, it all looks good. But the design overall is just lacking, because the environments of various offices are somewhat plain, not leaving very much for the eye to see. This being said, it is not a game-breaking issue by any means, since most of your time will be spent navigating the various menu screens, which all look solid and work intuitively based on the layout. The color palette of the menus, though it is the same throughout, does set a solid tone for the game and does keep a sense of continuity, but can get monotonous. The design is the part of this game that I personally had the most fun with. The whole point of it is to parody the rising of the game industry, which is extremely enjoyable to see. I mean, changing Nintendo to Ninvento and having it develop the game sphere. It's all just fantastic and relatively accurate as to how it goes down, as being shown through market shares in the menu and news pop-ups that appear throughout the game. G3 being the large conference is another nice element. This is where the game excels most, by taking the sense of historical parody and running with it. This being said, some of the events are far and few between, though this is most likely because there is not much going on at these moments in time. It would be nice if they could add more though, maybe talking about parodies of real-life games. I mean, they did mention Donkey King, obviously a Donkey Kong parody when you talk about Ninvento. There should be more of this within the game. I could give a few other suggestions, but that's not the point of this review. To sum it up, the gameplay is functional and simplistic, which is good, but can also become a bit tedious because of this. The sound design does a good job of making each action distinct from the next, but there is little change in music overall, and it can get repetitive as well. The graphics and art design highlight the gameplay, but leave some lackluster areas in doing so. The design of the game is very good, the parody of the rise of the game industry being the overall highlight for me. I give this game an overall 7.25. Game Dev Tycoon is a good game for certain, and a great first product from Greenheart Games. Should you get it? If the concept appeals to you, I would say yes. It's relatively cheap and good for quite a few hours of entertainment as you try to make it to the top. If you want rich gameplay and it accurately simulates how you make games, then this isn't for you. Thanks for watching. For more gaming content, keep it here on I Fought a Mudcrab, and for a written version, go to undercontrollers.blogspot.com, and for a comedic review, go to my other channel, youtube.com/undercontrollers. Thanks for watching.